It's a cool and crisp day here at Stafford, much needed after all the blazing heat, and if you're an SK Modified driver, there's no better time to get your head on straight. 112 laps here tonight, $55,000 in total prizes. Before we start handing out bags of cash, let's talk to some of the drivers that will be starring in tonight's feature event.
And Rob able to catch up with opening day winner, seemed like so many months ago now, Jonathan Pulio, and he's been winless ever since, but you've been close, including back-to-back top 5 finishes the last couple of weeks. How about it though tonight for 112 laps in the NAPA SK5K? It's a long distance, nearly 3 feature events all lined up right together.
Yeah, I can't wait. Last few weeks, having to start kind of further back, I feel like later in the race we've been really well, really good. So the 80 lapper was kind of a good heat race for this race, I feel like. 80 laps is 2 races for us, but today we have 3. So it's all about who can survive, who can have longevity here, and I think we got a good piece.
Without giving the secrets away, how do you manage 112 laps?
You just got to be smart, passively aggressive. You got to know what battles to pick. A lot of the guys in the SKs have a lot of experience, so I kind of just gauge off of them, to be honest. And the 80 lapper, we got lucky enough where we could set the pace. I don't really know where we're going to be starting yet in the heat race, but hopefully a good starting spot and 112 smooth laps.
Let's talk about this weather. It's about 20 to 25 degrees cooler than what we had here the last couple of Friday nights, a little bit of cloud cover. How will that change the track and your approach here tonight? And obviously a bit more comfortable behind the seat of this number 7 car.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be faster. The cooler temperatures bring more speed for us, so looking forward to that. This car seems to like this temperature, so yeah, it's not quite as sunny and hot like Tampa, Florida, but it's felt like that the last few weeks, but it's definitely nice to get a little cool down here, and hopefully all our heads stay cool and have a good race.
Third in points, is that something we even look at heading here into the final summer stretch?
Yeah, as much as I say I don't look at it, I guess we all look at it, but we had our ups and downs. We still have a lot of racing to go.
Good luck later tonight.
Thank you.
Jonathan Pulio looking for his 2nd win of the season. It could come tonight in the NAPA SK5K. Let's go to the other side of the pits and Rob.
Kyle, I caught up with Alex Pearl, last week's winner and the 99th SK Modified winner in Stafford history. And Alex, the beginning of the season, you were just saying you would hope that the car comes home in one piece every week.
Yeah, the expectations have definitely changed. We've been running really well the last couple weeks. Didn't really get the finishes that we thought we deserved until last week. So it was really awesome to join the SK win list, and hoping to do it again this week.
Now the SK Mod races, they are the longest out of the weekly divisions. However, this week they're going almost triple the distance. Give me the game plan on how you're going to run this race as opposed to a regular 40 lapper.
I think a lot of similarities will still apply. I think it's going to be important to manage the race if you get out front. So definitely try to get out front as early as you can and control the pace of the race. Some competitors are pretty good at that. So just going to have to save some for the end. 112 laps is a pretty long race, especially on these tires. So we'll be good. I think the car will be fast, and we've got a really good long-run car this year, so I'm confident in tonight.
Now, in terms of looking at your personal racing career, you've won a lot of different places, been all over the place, and now to win here in this division, what does it mean to you and your team to be, on that win list finally among a bunch of the greats?
Yeah, the SK division is the best in the country, right? So to join that list is awesome. My grandfather had a lot of success here, so to join him in the SK record book. My dad running at Waterford and winning there. Just joining 3 generations of SK Modified winners is really cool, and I keep to hope building on that.
All right, I'll give you one chance to call your shot here, Alex. You've been the 99th winner. Of course, the next one, quite the milestone, our 100th SK winner here. Who do you think it's going to be?
I got to go with Anthony right here, my neighbor right here. I think he's been running well at Waterford. I think that he can get it done.
Well, best of luck out there, against him especially.
Thank you.
And Rob, let's talk to Mike Christopher Jr., a 3-time winner this season, all consecutive, and he is a former winner of this NAPA SK5K. A lot of money on the line tonight. Plus, you're the leader of the Tick Mike Challenge, Triple Crown. A lot going on. How do you approach tonight's 112-lap feature event, which is way longer than any other event that you guys run this season?
I'd say pretty similar to like an open mod event. I definitely felt the tires wearing out in that 80-lap run that we did a couple weeks ago, and obviously we got to go another 32 or whatever it is. So I think the tires are going to wear out, which is, I guess, not typical of the SK in years past. Maybe that's just driving style or setup or whatever, but just something about the 80-lap feature, feeling it wear out. I think it's going to happen again tonight.
How big is this event for SK teams in general? A lot of money, a lot of spotlight on this division here this week.
Yeah, and Stafford does a great job of promoting it and getting the word out there about our division and all the drivers involved in it. So it's big. It's been going on for over a decade now. So a lot of big names have won it, and I just want to do it twice.
Mentioned 3 in a row about 2 months or so ago. Not in the top 5 the last couple of weeks. Any concern?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we're working on it. Last week we would have had a probably top 5, even top 3 finish. But the restarts at the end killed us, being stuck on the outside. But chassis-wise, the car is just a little too free. But we had this thing on the scales Sunday of last week, so we have a game plan, and we're going to stick to it and hopefully be a lot better. But 112 laps tonight, it's a long time, so it's going to be all about pacing and see who wants to go, who wants to slow down. So I'm looking forward to it, though.
Best luck to you here later this evening.
Thanks a lot.
Mike Christopher Jr. looking for his second win in the NAPA SK5K here later tonight in the SK Modified. Now let's go to Rob and hear from a former late model champion also looking to get back to NAPA victory lane.
Kyle, I caught up with Tom Fern, driver of the 92 late model. Tom, you put together your first podium run of the year. In a rough start to the season, but speed's been coming together here over the past few races. What's going on behind the scenes to get this thing up to speed?
I don't know. The setup we ran at the beginning of the year, just didn't like it, so we started doing some of our old stuff back in the day, which things I liked, and it really showed last week there. And I think it can only go forward more from here.
Now, as you just mentioned, been in the series a long time, 20 plus years. What's changed behind the scenes of putting together, a setup that's going to run competitively here at Stafford in these late models?
I don't know. The cars have advanced so much over the years, and it seems like everybody goes and buys cars now instead of building their own stuff. And the rules kind of have us in a box of what we can do and what we can't do. So it just makes it real tough to try to find that little bit extra.
Not the biggest car count for the late models, but it does seem like week in and week out, almost any one of the cars in the field can win. Describe how chaotic it is out there with everyone just dropping through the field, running up and down. I mean, it seems like there's almost no order to who can win at any one time.
Yeah, no, everybody's real close in time. You look at the speed chart during the day and it's like there's 5 or 6 cars in the same tenth of a second. So, like I said, you got to try to find that little bit extra that's going to give you that advantage. Sometimes it's tough to find that, and sometimes you just search a long time for it. And I would just keep digging at it. I got a great crew and great sponsors and that, and like I said, just keep digging at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Fern running in tonight's 30-lapper. Now Kyle's with the driver looking to turn up the wick in the SK Lights.
And Rob, we've made our way over to Matt Brewer's pit here in the SK Light Modifieds, who has finished in the top 10 in the last 3 SK Light features here on Friday nights. And Matt, key to consistency, what's it been here these last couple of weeks for you and your 51 team?
Yeah, no, the car's been good all summer. I just think we need to hit a little more luck, but hopefully we'll be in victory lane soon.
How competitive is this division when you're in the eye of the storm, right in the middle of the pack of these 25 to 30 car SK Light fields? What's that sensation like?
It's tough because everybody's so even, and you got to be on your A game for all 25 laps. There's no slouching around, and it's just 20 good laps of racing.
Not the 112 lap race that the SK Modifieds are going to run here later tonight, but you're going to run 20 laps, cooler temperatures. How do you think that's going to help the racing and you guys behind the wheel?
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good. I think the track's going to grip up and make some good racing. So keep our eyes on the front, and we'll see what happens.
Best of luck to you here later tonight.
Thank you.
That's Matt Brewer looking for his very first SK Light Modified win here, potentially later this evening. Now let's go to the other side of the pits and Rob and hear from a driver that picked up his first limited late model checkered flag last Friday night.
Kyle, I caught up with Jason Lafayette, driver of the 55 limited late model. Jason, you won the division's biggest race of the year, and you now lead the points halfway through the season. Is it safe to say that things are going better than you planned so far?
Yeah, I mean, things are going great, right? I mean, we knew we'd be tough out of the box. I mean, the car was going to be good, but never expected this, right?
Now, 2 points behind you is another fellow rookie, also from the Street Stocks, Travis Hydar. How would you say the Street Stock Racing has prepared you to do well in this division under this new car?
The greasy Street Stocks, right? No, I mean, hey, any of the Street Stock drivers could do the same stuff. I think there's a lot of talent in everything. But I think as far as the Street Stock compared to this, these things are way easier to drive.
Now, with all the parity in that division, again, another brand new winner now, making it 7 in a row. Are you guys thinking that maybe some kind of momentum's going to come your way, or do you kind of just figure right back into the blender week in and week out?
Right back into the blender, right? Because anybody can win. And, I mean, we'll be starting deep. Everybody's going to be, like, everybody that's finishing the top 5 starting deep. So, I mean, it's anybody's night.
Well, good luck out there, Jason.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
It's time to go racing. All 5 of our weekly divisions on tap, including the NAPA SK5K. The action starts right now with Kyle Rickey and Ben Dodge on the call for it all.
Well, you're right, and we're ready and pumped up. It's NAPA Auto Parts SK5K night, and we're set to begin. Street stocks are the first group to come rumbling onto the racetrack, and car number 58 will be starting at the point. That from Madison, Connecticut, the Tea Kettle Restaurant of Old Saybrook car for Dave Schasko.
To the outside of the front row, car number 5 from Bristol, Connecticut, the Trash Mob Garage car for Pete Kayer.
Row number 2, car number 55, the SK Property Maintenance car from Southampton, Massachusetts. It is Brandon Warren.
To the outside of row 2, starting 4th, car 69 from Belchertown, Massachusetts, the Roy's Auto Service entry for Bill Cody.
Position number 5 is car number 32, the Connecticut Axle and Spindle Services car from Ellington, Connecticut, Colton Gambacorta.
6th starter, car 44 from right here in Stafford Springs, Wellington Pizza providing the sponsorship for Rob Sears.
In the 7th starting spot, he's had some great runs this season. The AJ's Cafe Twisted Tea, Uncle Michael's car from Uncasville, Connecticut, car 67, Aaron Plemons.
Double O goes next from Chicopee, Massachusetts, the Bobby's Burner Service entry for Brennan Mersda.
And starting scratch, car number 66, the rental race car from South Windsor, Connecticut, it is Josh White.
That's the lineup ready to go. Napa SK5K night, wasting little time getting cars on the racetrack just after 6 o'clock Eastern time here in Stafford, Connecticut. Glad you could join us here in person and tune us in around the world on FloRacing. A beautiful Friday night to go racing as the green flag is out. We're underway.
Well, it is the first qualifying round of this evening's program, headed down to the bottom of turn number 1. Already at the point, down the back straightaway. Things are getting tight for the 3rd position. Gambacorta moves in, picks up the 3rd spot. Back up front, it is a good battle, and Brandon Warren works his magic on the inside.
Warren in the 55 to the inside. Chasko to his outside as they cross the line to complete lap number 1, and Brandon Warren will lead that lap as Gambacorta goes to the inside for the 2nd spot. Colton, of course, coming off a podium finish in the feature event last Friday night, in 2nd now here early on in this heat race.
Here comes Aaron Plemons. He makes the move to the inside. Looks good as he takes over the 3rd spot. Right there with him coming forward, it is car number 69. No stranger at all is the Cody machine as it works its way to the front of the class.
Cody up to 4th. Pete Kayer nearly caught the outside wall a half a lap ago. Car number 5, he has faded to outside of the top 5, running in the 6th spot right now. Coming to 2 laps to go for the 55. Brandon Warren took the lead on lap number 1 and has held it in the 3 laps since. Colton Gambacorta in the 2nd spot, closing in just a bit. Stabilized now in the runner-up position, and then Aaron Plemons, the winner of 3 of the last 4 races in this division, car 67, including last Friday night, running in 3rd.
Then meanwhile behind him in the 4th spot, it is Cody. 1 lap to go. Then it's Schasko in the 5th spot. Pete Kayer rounding out the field in 6th. 5 is the magic number as they head down the back straightaway. Final time, Brandon Warren looks racy at the point. Colton Gambacorta showing some muscle, and right behind him, it is Aaron Plemons off turn 4.
Checkered flag is out. Heat race number 1 is complete for the street stocks, and Brandon Warren picks up the race win by about a half a second over Colton Gambacorta. Aaron Plemons with the fastest lap of the race on the last lap of the event, finishing in 3rd. Then it's Bill Cody and David Chasko completing the top 5.
So now we head our directions to the 2nd qualifying round, and it is car number 23 that will be starting on the point. That's Alex Spinato out of Wallingford, Connecticut, in the CKG Welding and Fab car.
Outside of the front row will be car number 99 from Somers, Connecticut, the Minchella Motorsports car for Isabella Minchella.
The Barn Package Store brings us this front runner from Somers, Connecticut, car 49, Jason Raymond.
4th starter, car number 80 from East Hartford, Connecticut, the Jet Motorsports entry for Tyler Trott.
Feature event winner, Northeast Truck and Off-Road, car number 81 from Griswold, Connecticut, Brent Gleason.
6th Sixth starter, car number 13 from right here in Stafford Springs, the Charlie's Towing TTM Technologies car for Matt Martell.
Then we pick up at the rear of the field, and of course, we go to car number 18. That's car number 18, the Joann's Walk State Farms insurance car for Garrett Pease.
And Garrett's outside will be the 22, the Blue Point, New York driver, driving the rent-a-race car this evening for Colin Volpe.
So there you have it. This is the second qualifying round in this evening's program. All of this is brought to you in part by your good friends at your local NAPA Auto Parts store. Remember, NAPA, look for the blue and gold. NAPA, get up and go. Your local NAPA Auto Care Centers are more than proud to serve you better. We hope those of you that came in early got your NAPA hats and will proudly wave them at the start of tonight's NAPA Auto Parts SK5K. A lot of money up for grabs, $55,000 plus is the story. And of course, Tick Mike is also a part of this presentation, as he is a part of the Gamblers Challenge as well.
Third round of the Tick Mike Triple, or the Triple Crown, the third race of the three big SK modified races this year. That included the Casella SK80 and the Senators Cup, held back in the month of June. Mike Christopher Jr. winning both of those races, looking for the Tick Mike Triple Sweep here perhaps later this evening. It's going to be a good night. Great field of cars, 30 strong in the pits for their longest race of the season by far, 112 laps here later this evening.
Sure is, and everybody is pumped up. Different strategies. Some are worried about tire management. Others feel they can go the distance. Fuel they think might be a problem for some, but we know it is going to be a night to remember. Here at the half mile, they come off turn number 4. DJ Helberg looking the field over. He gives them the green, and car number 23, Alex Spinato, has a slight advantage to the bottom of the racetrack. Spinato leads off the turn, 2x2 behind him. Bid for the lead, Kyle, as they head down the back straightaway.
Spinato in the outside lane, car number 23. Jason Raymond to the bottom. That green and black number 49 will assume the top spot by the time they get to the corner. Gleason will go to the inside in car number 81 and muscle that second spot away from Spinato, who backslides to third, right in front of Isabella Mancella in that white and pink numeral, number 99.
Isabella in the 4th spot. She's not done yet. She reels in on the back bumper of Alex Spinato with that number 23 car. Now, joining the mix, it is Tyler Trott, one of the all-time great veterans. 3 cars contending for the 3rd position as they come back to the stripe.
Tyler Trott had an eventful night a week ago, having to change the rear end out in that car after practice and before the feature event, was able to salvage a decent night. Looking for a much better night and less eventful evening here tonight for the driver of car number 80, the championship runner-up from a year ago. Fourth on the racetrack right now, goes to the inside of the 23 of Spinato for 3rd.
No question, they're side by side. Spinato to the inside. Tyler Trott picks up the position. Trott isn't trotting, he is running at a high pace. He's moved into the 3rd spot. Once he gets there, he pulls away. Meanwhile, Isabella Mancella tested the waters on Alex Spinato. White flag is out. 1 lap to go.
Final trip around here in heat race number 2. Jason Raymond, the race leader. Brent Gleason, a feature winner earlier this season. Car number 81 in the 2nd spot. And they've been able to draw away just a bit from Tyler Trott and Alex Spinato. 3rd and 4th with Mancella in 5th.
Here they come back off turn number 4. Brent Gleason has reeled in on Jason Raymond, but time has run out. Jason Raymond will take down the win. Brent Gleason will finish in 2nd. Fastest car in this qualifying round was Tyler Trott, the number 80 to finish in 3rd. Alex Spinato rounds out the top 4, and Isabella Mancella takes down the final transfer for the handicap.
Then it was Matt Martell in 6th, Garrett Pease in 7th, and Colin Volpe rounding out the 8-car field in heat race number 2 for the street stocks.
Well, round number 3 is going to look like this. The Dustbusters duck cleaning car will be starting at the point. From Ware, Massachusetts, car number 15, Sean Petlock.
To his outside, car number 7 from Granby, Massachusetts, Safeco Foam and TMS Dryer vent cleaning entry for Jeff Aslin.
In the 3rd starting spot, it'll be car 71, the Rico's Pizza car from Stamford, Connecticut, for the veteran Marvin Minkler.
4th starter, car number 84 from from Ellington, Connecticut, the American Sign J&J Trucking car for Burt Willett.
In the 5th starting spot, he's the defending champion. He's been consistent in running up front. The P.J. Ladola & Sons Electrical Contractors car from Barkhamsted, Connecticut, car 42, Travis Downey.
And his outside in row number 3, car number 12 from Uncasville, Connecticut, the Evans Carpentry Services car for P.J. Evans.
And starting in the final row, car number 95, the Jet Motorsports car from Somers, Connecticut, Nick Jacobson.
And to round out the field, car 27 from Pennsylvania, the TIPR warehousing car for Andreas Bogie.
So there you have it. This is our 3rd qualifying round in qualifying for our street stock division. So the field is set. Behind the pace car they run with lights provided by Wheelan Engineering. Upcoming events, Kyle. On August 8th, it's weekly racing at its best, but the big story is on August 15th, Lincoln Tech Open 80. As once again, the competition comes back here for a showstopper. You have to be here for that one. Then what have we got up for the end of August?
Yeah, another round of weekly racing on the 22nd and on August 29th. The night kids dread every year, the Mayberry Back to School Kids Night here at the Speedway. That'll wrap up a very busy month of August as we get into the second half of the season, and kind of that push as these teams get ready for the second half of the summer stretch and a run for the championship here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Hard to believe we are already in August. Where is the summer going?
Sure has, and it's been a hot one. And tonight, any of you that are watching on Flo or our pre-race programming, come out and join us. It's not too late. It is a top 10 evening for Friday night competition here at Stafford. We'd love to see you here with us. The fans are pouring into the racetrack, so come on down and experience it live on behalf of your local NAPA Auto Parts stores. Green flag is out, up on the wheel on the outside. Jeff Aslan, the blue and white number 7 car, looks racy at the point. He is literally gone at the front of the field. Kyle, look at the battle for second through the bottom of the top 5.
Marvin Minkler fading just a bit in the 71, has P.J. Evans to his outside in the 12 as they single out toward the front. Sean Petlock in second, just in front of a former point leader this season. Burt Willett lost the top spot a week ago after an incident in turn number 2. Going to try to rebound and regain some of those lost points here tonight. Try to fend off P.J. Evans up the backstretch.
No question, P.J. Evans really has come to life. All of a sudden, Burdulette goes from the outside to the inside. That works to the advantage of Travis Downey. Fastest car on the racetrack is Jeff Aslan, car number 7. Battle is for 3rd. 3 cars under a blanket off turn number 2. What's it going to be? Who'll move into 3rd or who'll back to 4th or 5th?
As they mix it up the back straightaway, the top 2 get gone. Jeff Aslan, the race leader. Sean Petlock in second. Here is Evans to the inside for the 3rd position. As they come off of turn 4, Burt Willett finds himself in 4th and perhaps 5th. Travis Downey to the inside in car number 42 to take over the 4th position. Last week's runner-up gained a ton of spots, started outside of the top 20 to finish in the 2nd position in last week's feature event.
Here they come off turn number 4, down to the stripe. White flag is out. Leader is gone at the front of the field. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You must be among those top 5 cars. Single file. Will anybody make a move? They've got less than 2 turns to do it. Up on the wheel, down the back straightaway. Here comes P.J. Evans. Takes a peek to the inside, and all of a sudden, the door is closed off the turn. P.J. Evans finds an opening. Checkered flag is out. Jeff Aslan to take down the win. P.J. Evans, last turn, last lap charge to finish in 2nd. Great run for Travis Downey in 3rd. Sean Petlock will be in the 4th position. And rounding out the top 5, Burt Willett with car number 84. Kyle?
Marvin Minkler will finish in 6th. Andreas Bogie in 7th. And Nick Jacobson rounding out the 8 cars in heat race number 3, our final qualifying event for the street stocks here tonight.
Well, coming up next is our SK Light program, and as you know, they have provided some incredible competition with the biggest field of cars. Tonight's no exception to the rule. We have 3 qualifying rounds, 8 cars in all 3, and here's Kyle Rickey with the starting lineup.
Heat race number 1 about to come out onto the racetrack, and it will be car number 55. That'll bring the field to the green flag from Somers, Connecticut, the Arcari Motor Sales sponsored car. Our pole sitter in heat number 1 will be Paul Arcari.
Then it'll be the Scott's Enterprises, number 64, to the outside of the front row from Manchester, Connecticut, for Jason Finkbein.
Third starter, car number 42 from New Hartford, Connecticut, the Kalogiannis Racing sponsored car for Stephen Kalogiannis.
Outside row number 2, the Propane Plus PT Watts Gary Rice equipment car from Auburn, Massachusetts, car number 2, Megan Fuller.
Fifth starter, car number 76 from Ellington, Connecticut, the Constantine Paving and Sealing sponsored car for Ron Mitford Jr.
Keep your eyes on this guy driving the Jim Schiappone family racing car from Windsor Locks, Connecticut, car 75, Casey Vogue.
And to the inside of the fourth and final row, car number 50 from Windsor, Connecticut, the GRE6 sponsored entry for Peter Bennett.
And picking up at the rear of the field, the Sikorsky Racing, number 45 from New Hartford, Connecticut, Ed Sikorsky. Distance is 8 laps, 5 cars to transfer here as well. So we look the field over off turn number 4. We welcome tonight G.J. Helberg, who's alongside Mike Helberg. Off turn number 4, the starters stand, signaled the field in the front row to cross over. Paul Akari, a successful car dealership owner in Tolland, Connecticut, with perhaps one of the most unique paint jobs on any car. If you have a chance to check it out later in the program, take a look. It is different and very, very unique in all aspects of its presentation. Lights go off on the pace car down the back straightaway. Underneath the Tick Mike, all natural pesticides, tickmike.com. Of course, he was instrumental in last year's championship team, driven by Andrew Moeller. And of course, he's the man behind the scenes with Betty Cash and his mom, who support them. And here comes the green. And Kyle, it appears that Paul Akari gets a nice jump, but never count out Jason Finkbein. He moves into second, starts to reel in on the back bumper, can't do it. And here comes Megan Fuller.
Megan Fuller gets it wound up in the outside lane. Car number 2 has Kalogiannis to her inside in a race for that third spot, just in front of Mitford, who's coming off a good run a week ago in car number 76. Everybody, for the most part, in line except that race for third. Megan Fuller hanging tough in the outside lane in car number 2. Kalogiannis still on the inside in the 42, and it's allowing the front 2 to break away just a bit, and Akari and Finkbein.
No question, it's 5 is the magic number. We look back to the 5th spot, Ron Mitford, who was one of the quickest cars in practice. Car number 76 is there. Back up front, Jason Finkbein clicked off the quickest lap 1 lap ago. He moves into contend. Here's Megan Fuller to the outside of Kalogiannis as they work down in turn 1.
May have to give that spot up, although she's not giving up atop of the racetrack in turn number 2 for Megan Fuller. Stephen Kalogiannis started on the bottom to her inside and remains there in turn number 3, 3 laps later as they come off of the corner. Fuller topside carries that high side momentum, but it's not enough. Kalogiannis will take third halfway through this opening SK Light Heat race.
There's no question about it. He's guarding the inside lane. Now, all of a sudden, Ron Mitford clicks off the quickest lap. He's back in 5th. He tries to challenge Megan Fuller. She takes it in at a ton, coming off the turn. Nice run to the outside. Remember, these are momentum race cars. Will Megan have enough? Doesn't look it. Off turn number 2, it could change because here comes Mitford with car 76.
Up front, battle for the lead is on. Jason Finkbein has closed in on Paul Arcari and set the fastest lap of the event last time by for Finkbein in second. Then that gap of 4 or 5 car lengths back to Kalogiannis in third. And as I say that, they all close in on the top 2. Megan Fuller in 4th, Mitford in 5th, and they're all about to come back together here for the final lap and a half of this qualifying event.
Peter Bennett, a former race winner, setting back in 6th. 6 isn't good enough. 1 lap to go. Bottom of the racetrack, Paul Akari showing some muscle tonight. Well, what a great run by Jason Finkbein. Finkbein taps him on the back bumper, goes to the outside. Can't do it, pulls it back in the line. They come off turn number 4. Akari is a little bit loose. Finkbein goes up the hill. Here comes Kalogiannis as they come to the stripe. Wow, close one. And guess what? Paul Akari takes down the win, and Stephen Kalogiannis will finish in second with car 42. Jason Finkbein, little slip up off 4, will finish in third. Megan Fuller for 4th, and Ron Mitford for 5.
And Peter Bennett will finish in the 6th spot. Casey Vogt 7th, and Ed Chikoski in 8th as we check in with Bonza Tufa for the first time tonight in the pits.
Hello, Kyle. I am with Jason Raymond, one of our Street Stock Heat winners here in the pits. And Jason, why don't you tell us how the 49 was during your 5 laps of action?
It was pretty good. We've been working on it a lot, trying to get it better. We're getting there. Still a little bit tight. We've got to work that out. But I think that's like my 6th heat race win in a row. So, maybe eventually I'll actually get to win a race and not just heat races. I'm got my team joking around that I'm the heat race king now. So I want to change that to like a feature win king or something. I don't know. But it was pretty good. Definitely happy with it. And hopefully have a better week than last week. The car was really good last week too. Just unfortunate. And hopefully we can put it all together and find ourselves on the podium at least tonight.
Jason Raymond was battling for the lead last week, guys, when trouble arose, ending his night early, but he feels good about the car tonight.
Well, let's get to the starting lineup. The A-plus Fire Protections, number 57. We'll start at the point. That is Aaron Goff from Stafford Springs.
And his outside will be the 35 from Ashford, Connecticut, the Tolland County Foundation replacement car for Josh Morrison.
Keep your eyes on this guy. He's been very, very strong with car number 34. That's Dalton McCarthy out of Oxford, Massachusetts in the Pro Automotive Machine.
4th starter, car number 1 from right here in Stafford Springs, the Wicked Power Sports car for Bob Charland.
Let's take a look at the 3rd row. Starting position number 5, it's the Rory West, McKinney Construction, number 15. From Colchester, Connecticut, Amanda West.
And her outside, car number 21 from Wolcott, Connecticut, the Sammy Anderson Racing sponsored car for Sammy Anderson.
In the 7th starting spot, it is car number 10. That's Nick Anglace, feature event winner in the Yukon sponsored car.
And rounding out the field, it's the 08 from Goshen, Connecticut, the AZ Roofing entry for Sophia Papp.
So there you have it, same story, 8 laps, 5 cars to transfer. You're looking at the SK Light division here at Stafford, and this heat, like the previous one, has some of the strongest heavy hitters in the competition here. And of course, last week, it was Amanda West who had a great run. Sammy Anderson has had some consistent, solid podium finishes this season as well. Nick Anglace has won. Sophia Papp is coming up through the food chain exceptionally well. She's very talented and got some stout credentials to prove it. Here we go, up through the gears.
Josh Morrison, a winner late last year. The outside lane does not come up the speed. The inside lane will advance as they hit turn 2. That's Morrison that drops to the back in the 35. Inside lane goes, led by Austin Goff in the black and green 57. Dalton McCarthy up the 2nd. Amanda West on the podium a week ago in the feature event, running in 3rd.
No question, Amanda took a look at the inside. She's looking for that bottom shot and that open. Coming off the turn, Dalton McCarthy gives her some room on the inside lane. Austin Goff turned the quickest lap in lap number 1. Here they come, back to the stripe. Here comes Amanda West on the bottom, side by side. Dalton McCarthy still has it in turn 1.
Sammy Anderson closing in from 4th in car number 21. Last week's winner, Nick Anglace, to round out the top 5 in car number 10, although he's in a battle of his own with Bob Charland to his right elbow. Battle for 2nd is on. Here comes Amanda West to the inside of Dalton McCarthy. May have been a bit of contact there with Sammy Anderson. Anderson now looks to the inside of West for 3rd.
Here they come down the back straightaway. 2 of the strongest female drivers in this division. And they head down into turn number 3. It is still a battle with Dalton McCarthy trying to hold on. Here comes Sammy to the inside of Amanda West. Bob Charland, the Wicked Power Sports Machine on the outside. Nick Anglace, 5 cars running in contention for 2nd.
Led by Dalton McCarthy in car number 34. All of this behind Austin Goff. Here comes Sammy Anderson to the inside of Amanda West for 3rd. They challenge for that position just behind McCarthy and just ahead of Nick Anglace and the 1 of Bob Charland. It is tight from 2nd on back as they exit turn 2.
Here comes Sammy Anderson. Bold move to the inside. They're almost 3 wide. Sammy Anderson sinks it in at a ton. Nick Anglace is behind him. All of a sudden, Charland gets bounced to the top of the racetrack, and he, along with what appears to be the Morrison car and very sadly, Amanda West machine, have all come together, but the car that suffered the hardest hit was unfortunately the 1 car of Bob Charland, a victim of circumstances there. Amanda West car And then, of course, as we said, the Morrison car had an initial problem on the start getting up to speed, but once he was able to get up to speed, he was a factor in contention for one of those top 5 spots. Tough way to start the evening. Amanda West, who is running so strong at the front of the field. Morrison, and of course, as we said, Bob Charland.
Morrison dropped back in the first lap of this event. That car never came up to speed after his start on the front row. Car number 35, and I'm not sure what happened, because once he and the 15 came together, he kind of monster trucked over her front of the nose of that 15 car, and they are still tangled up to the exit of turn number 4. Tough break for Amanda, third in the championship standings coming into tonight as we check in the pits.
I got our first heat race winner in the SK Line Modifieds in Paul Arcari. Paul, a good run for you guys. How was the car? What more do you need for the feature?
I think if we could just keep the car the way it is, we'll be fine. You know, me and Jason Finkpine drove away from the pack pretty good. He almost got me at the end, but it was a good, clean race other than that.
How much do you think the track's going to change tonight?
It's going to change a lot. It's been changing a lot every week, so that's the hardest thing, is trying to figure it out.
Well, the 55 team is hoping to figure it out tonight and get a good run here in the SK Lights.
Well, he certainly has shown great improvement. He is definitely a factor each and every week. We're still looking at the scene.
Oh, get a look at a replay.
Yes, and let's see if we can figure this out. Everybody seems to be running so hard to get to the front. Everybody was so evenly matched, Kyle. We saw that. The Morrison machine. There we go. This is a replay. You're looking at the top 5. Sammy Anderson goes to the inside. Nick Anglaise is there. Morrison makes contact with the 15, and then Bob Charland literally darts to the top side. He got tagged and ends up in the wall. Heartbreaking situation there.
Let's go back down to Bonzo.
I got another street stock heat race winner, Kyle, in Jeff Aslan, the 7 team. Jeff, I know you guys been fighting the car all season long. How was the 7 tonight for 5 laps?
It felt good in the heat race. Bob over at BFR spent a lot of time on this car trying to get it more consistent for us, so we're definitely getting closer.
What adjustments do you have to make, do you think, for the future tonight?
We just added a little bit of wedge to it. It was a little loose in the heat, so we'll see how it goes in the future.
Jeff Aslan looking to put it all together for 20 laps.
All right, we'll keep track of Jeff in the pits and in his street stock feature later tonight. We'll see if Amanda can refire the 15. Let's see if there's some left front damage on that car from where the 35 ended up on top of her car.
You know, it almost appears that she has backed the car up a bit, and it looks like, look at the Morrison car. Just a minute ago, it was up on top of the number 15 car. Look at the air cleaner on the 15 machine. It is leaned over to one side, but it is still on and doing its job. So 2 of the 3 are able to drive away, but the Bob Charland Wicked Power Sports machine that comes out of the Keith Rocco rental stables. Now we're going to take a look at the replay again in just a moment. See if we can figure this out a little bit better. Sammy Anderson goes to the bottom. Nick Anglaise is there. Look a little further back. Morrison goes in. It appears the 15 trying to guard its lane. Those 2 come together. Charland was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No fault of his own.
Looked like Morrison just never let off the gas after the contact.
2 touched. When they did, Charland had no place to go because the right rear of Amanda West's car made contact. Let's go back down to Bonza Tufa.
Ben, the SK Modified heats are yet to come, and I have one of the drivers who was really fast in the Senators Cup, the last extra distance event they ran in this division. Max Zackham came home second in that race. How's the car in practice tonight?
Ryan Morgan and the team really brought a great race car for me. I'm really excited. I think this kind of curtails to our racing, you know, going from the open cars to the NASCAR Tour. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I want to thank NAPA and the Roots for putting this on, and we'll see what happens.
Plus-minus system for the heats tonight. How hard do you go during the heat?
We were just talking about that, trying to come up with a strategy. Being on the bottom, maybe we can get a few spots, and thanks to Wheeler's Auto for putting up the extra money. Maybe we can go for it. If not, we'll save our tires for the big race.
That's another aspect, guys, for this heat race. Not just plus-minus, but money on the line as well.
Max Zackham always strong when he shows up here at the Stafford Motor Speedway in an SK Modified, and we'll look forward to seeing him out on the racetrack here later this evening. As it looks like cleanup continues over in turn number 4. The Bob Charland car, as you mentioned, Ben, got the brunt of that.
Yes, he did. And it appears Amanda West's car, the officials have checked out that car, and it looks like she is going to be able to rejoin the field. Now, the big question is there any damage done to the front suspension, toe, shock maybe, or anything of that type? She has got to get into the top 5 positions if she wants to start up in the handicap. And Kyle, we have been told time and time again, it's where you start in the SK Lights. The competition is so tough, you need to be in that handicap if you're going to make the move.
With as deep as these fields are, with an average of 30 to 33 cars that start the feature event, not quite that many tonight, but still a full field for this division, and you want to be in the top half at the drop the green flag. 20 laps is all you get to try to get to the front of the field, and we've seen time after time some of the fast cars try to get there and struggled. Nicholas Hovey, the last couple of weeks being one of them, started mid-pack and just has had a tough time cracking into the top 10 or so as we go back to the pits.
Kyle, we talk about the late model division, or at least we will talk about them, but they have no heat races tonight. I do have a driver who had bad luck last week, the 10 of Wayne Corey Jr. How do you feel about the car in practice knowing you don't have heats tonight?
Felt pretty good about it, actually. It's been improving the past few weeks. We've had a few mechanical issues that have been holding us back, but we've been pretty good and consistent, and it felt the same today. So I'm excited to get out there.
How do you deal with all the bad luck that's been shaking this team for the last month or so?
It was different things every week, and you just have to shrug it off and come back the next week fresh. That's all you can do. You can't get discouraged.
If there's one thing Wayne Corey can do is stay optimistic, guys, and he feels good about the 10 tonight.
He is one of the coolest characters you'd ever meet, Bonza. He is able to, show a poker face every time and not let anybody get under his skin. Charland's car was brought back to the center of the infield. The rub rail, or the Nerf bar on the right side, was rubbing on the rear tire. Hopefully they'll be able to get that car back out for the Wicked Motorsports team, Jimmy Fuller and the Rocco clan. Here we go. Time to get them fired back up. 6 of 8 into the record books. 5 is crucial. Here's Carl Rickey to bring him to the line.
Austin Goff, Sammy Anderson. Austin Goff does not come up to speed up at the front. Sammy Anderson will take the lead. They are 3 wide for the second spot. Goff to the inside. Anglace in the middle as they race up the backstretch. And here comes Amanda West back into the top 5. Dalton McCarthy sliding backwards in the 34 car as they're still 3 wide for the runner-up spot as they cross the line to complete another lap.
There's no question about it. Amanda West is on a tear. There's nothing like a scorned lady to give them a real taste of what they need. She is setting in the 5th and final transfer spot for the handicap. Down low, they come off the turn. Checkered flag is out. Great run for Sammy Anderson. Nick Anglace to finish in 2nd. Austin Goff will finish in 3rd. Dalton McCarthy up for 4th. And Amanda West comes back to finish in a spot that she needed, 5th, which will put her in the handicap.
Josh Morrison finished in 6th. Sophia Papp 7th. Bob Charland 8th. We are now 2 races into our SK Light qualifying program. Heat race 3 will come onto the track in just a moment. We'll first check back in with Bonza.
I got Troy Talman here with me, one of the top contenders in the SK Modifieds, and you felt pretty good about the car last week. Tonight, how is it so far?
It's great. Big race tonight, 112 laps. Got to make a little bit of adjustment to make it last the full night, but we got a good piece, and it's a cool deal here. It's plus minus in the heat race, so it rewards you for passing cars, so I'm looking forward to that.
He passed a lot of cars last week, got shuffled back on a restart, fell outside the top 10, still got a top 5, guys.
Troy Talman will be getting ready to go in his heat race here in just a few moments. He'll be in heat race number 2 for the SK Modifieds when they take to the racetrack, as heat 3 for the SK Lights comes out onto the speedway.
Well, car number 88 will be starting at the point from Coventry, Connecticut. The Grismolly Debbie LaFleur machine. The Jean-Guy Fuller and drivewell car for Frank Latour Jr.
Outside of the front row, car number 25 from Ashford, Connecticut, the Willington Pizza entry for Ben Morrison.
Then we go to car number 32. That, of course, is Robert Bloxham III. This kid's been turning some heads, the Dell's Vinyl Siding car from Milford, Connecticut.
Fourth starter, car number 51 from Norwich, Connecticut, the SAB Tree Experts entry for Matt Brewer.
Let's go back to starting position number 5. He's one of the hottest drivers in this division. The Busy Bees Learning Center car from Chaplin, Connecticut, car 16, Nicholas Hovey.
Sixth starter, car number 29, the winningest driver in the history of this division from right here in Stafford Springs, Vernon Chevrolet, to bring us Chris Matthews.
And then we go to car number 67, also a feature event winner, driving the Joey Farino Wicked Power Sports car. It is Dean Lambros, car 67.
And right alongside his teammate, car number 87 from East Hartford, Connecticut, Wicked Power Sports, the entry for Joey Farino, longtime veteran of this SK Light Modified division.
Well, the story is this is the final qualifier. 8 laps is the distance, 5 to be among the transfer. We've witnessed how competitive you have to be among those top 5. We've seen great racing in 2, and get ready because this is not over with yet. Joey Farino's car drops way back, apparently some type of a mechanical problem there, but as they come off turn number 4, it is DJ Helberg staring him down. Green flag is out, and Frank Latour Jr. with a nice move to the inside, pulls away, and Latour will lead him off turn 2.
Latour brings him off of turn 2 and up the back straightaway. Robert blocks him to the inside of that second row, trying to take the second position from Ben Morrison, who leads the outside lane as they come around to complete lap number 1. Latour out front, car length in hand over Bloxham in the 32, who goes to the inside to challenge for the top spot.
Well, the time didn't lie. The first circuit, the quickest car on the racetrack was Robert Bloxham, but Frank Latour says not without a fight. Latour on the outside lane. Here comes Bloxham. With him comes Hovey. Inside looks racy. Dean Lambros is there, down in 1.
Hovey to the inside for the runner-up spot as they go to turn number 1. All chasing the race leader, Robert Bloxham, up the back straightaway. Here comes Hovey. He'll do just that to the inside in car number 16. To the inside and to the point for Nicholas Hovey, the current championship point leader. He'll lead lap number 3.
Well, the Casella Waste Machine wastes no time at all to move to the front of the class. The Think Pink car is now in command. Here comes Bloxham. He's looking racy, and all of a sudden, Chris Matthews, car number 29, is the fastest car on the racetrack. He's in the comfort zone in 4. Meanwhile, back in 5, it is Frank Latour.
Big wiggle for Bloxham at the exit of turn number 4. Nearly caught the outside wall. That opened the door for Dean Lambros on the bottom. Lambros up to second. Bloxham back to third. Here comes Matthews in 4th, and Latour is faded to 5th and into the clutches of Ben Morrison into the second half now of this qualifying event. Final one for the SK Lights.
No question about it. Things are still heated for that second spot. Dean Lambros showing it was no fluke with car 67 that he has been in the winner's circle this season. Robert Bloxham on a tear, another outstanding competitor. This time when they come to the stripe, 2 laps to go.
2 of the strongest cars in the field consistently week in and week out. Currently first and second right now, Nicholas Hovey and Dean Lambros. 1 and 2 ahead of a great battle from third on back. Robert Bloxham, Chris Matthews battling for that position just ahead of Latour and Matt Brewer in car number 51. White flag is out, 1 lap to go.
No surrendering. Brewer is the quickest car now, car 51. Will he be able to move into a transfer spot? He needs to get by 1 more car to be in that handicap. Works to the inside of Frank Latour. Off the turn, checkered flag is out. Nicholas Hovey will take down the win. Dean Lambros will finish in 2nd. Robert Bloxham, the 32, is 3rd. Chris Matthews will finish in 4th, car 29, and Frank Latour will finish in position number 5. That's for the handicap. Behind that is 3 more cars that will be qualified, but not in a preferred spot.
Matt Brewer finishing in the 6th spot. Then it's Ben Morrison and Joey Farino rounding out the 8 cars as the SK Lights head back to the pits. SK Modifieds are next as we go back to the pit area and Bonzo.
How surprised would you be if Nick Hovey said the car was good?
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So I asked him how the car was in practice. He pulled out his phone looking for synonyms of the word excellent. He came up with magnificent. So Hovey feels pretty good about the car. It was a bit off last week and he was stuck in traffic. That's why he finished 11th. But as you can tell, the car looks really good right now.
It sure does. And coming up next, of course, the premier division of the night, $55,000 plus, is on the line for this, a big event. The Gamblers Challenge, the NAPA Auto Parts SK5K. We've got 3 qualifying rounds, Kyle, Ricky, and they are stacked with the very best. Coming on to the racetrack, car number 25. It's a Todd Owen race car, the Fowler's Auto Wrecking Chassis Pro machine from East Hampton, Connecticut, Anthony Flannery.
And one of our top rookies this season will start in the second spot, car number 41 from Ellington, Connecticut, the Chapman Apartment Homes car, podium finisher a week ago in Tyler Chapman.
This gentleman comes back to Stafford. He was a former champion at this racetrack in the lights, car number 51. Driving the Timmy Jordan Racing car from Newtown, Connecticut, Anthony Bello.
Fourth starter, car number 33 from Wolcott, Connecticut, the Jarvis Brothers roofing car for Michael Jarvis Jr.
Tommy Bowles finished this car at 3 o'clock this afternoon. The Bowles Motors car from Monroe, Connecticut, the driver of car 76, Dylan Izzo.
Sixth starter, car number 10, one of the original campaigners in this division back in the 1980s. Car number 10 from Summers, Connecticut, still going strong here in 2025. The Avery Construction Corp car for Dan Avery.
Let's take a look at the fourth row, starting position number 7. Car number 88, the John and Mania Rafano, Wheeler's Auto Service car from North Haven, Connecticut, car 88, Marcello Rafano.
Eighth starter, car number 22, last year's winner of the NAPA SK5K, finally was able to add it to his very impressive Stafford resume from Berlin, Connecticut, the Horsepower Hill Farm car for Keith Rocco.
Now let's take a look at the 9th starting position. He had a tough night a week ago. Back in the action, it is the all crate number 12 from Windsor, Connecticut, Artie Caruso.
And rounding out the field, car number 70, moving up into this division for this season after many years in the SK Light Modifieds, longtime veteran campaigner, Wade Gagner from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts.
Let's
Bonza?
go back down to Bonza.
In the back of that field is Marcello Rafano, who was very hard on himself last week after crashing out early. I asked about his car tonight. He had a smile on his face and emphasized when he said it was really good for the long run. And he is a former winner of the SK5K. So let's see if the 88 can bounce back after a DNF last week.
You know, Bonza, you talk about how hard he was on himself. You can imagine his Italian dad. He was speaking with his hands flying in the air. He was just as frustrated. They're ready tonight. Big smiles on everyone in that racing team's crew. So let's see if they can put it all together. But right now, we're ready. SK5K qualifying. It's a different qualifying procedure for these guys. They drew for position, Kyle, and then it's a plus or minus system. Here they go, off turn 4.
99 different winners in the history of the SK Modifieds, and there's a couple of drivers up front right now looking to hopefully add their name to that list later tonight. Tyler Chapman to the outside, Anthony Flannery on the bottom. Chapman leads into turn number 3, the outside lane. Moves the quickest here on this opening circuit with Michael Jarvis in the 33 up alongside Flannery for the runner-up spot.
There's no question Bello moves into the mix. He's been racing down south. You wouldn't think coming back to Stafford it would take him a few laps. He's looking racy in the 4th spot. Smooch to the back bumper of the Flannery machine. Flannery is in 3rd, now make it 2nd. Flannery's coming back to life as the chain of cars behind him. We've literally got 4 cars in a row and 2 cars to the outside lane. Back in command of 2nd, Anthony Flannery. Here we go. Here comes Anthony Bello. Bello moves the 51 into 3rd, Kyle. And here comes Dylan Izzo on the inside lane.
Bello in 3rd, running a part-time schedule here at the Speedway this season. Battle for 4th is on. Dylan Izzo in the 76 goes to the inside to try to take that spot away as they race up the back straightaway. Battle for the lead, also tightening up front with Chapman, our leader, Anthony Flannery, fastest car on the racetrack last time by, currently in the 2nd spot.
He's not done yet. He's in 2nd, and he reels in on the back bumper of Tyler Chapman. Meanwhile, top 4 cars make it 5 cars. Moving into the top 5 is car number 88, Marcello Rafano. He was right when he told Bonza he's got a good race car because he now moves into the 5th spot. That's where he needs to be. While that is happening, slightly back and off the pace, Keith Rocco. Rocco is struggling. Now he makes the move. He is one spot away from that handicap spot.
Currently in position number 6 is Keith Rocco as they race off the corner. Michael Jarvis kicked out of the top 5 in 7th, and Dan Avery to round out that lead group as they go back to the corner. 8 cars strong, and they're all chasing Tyler Chapman, divisional rookie, SK Light champion from a year ago, making a name for himself here midway through this SK modified season. Ran strong last week, finished on the podium, and leads this qualifying race now into the final lap.
This is the final circuit. The commanding lead of Tyler Chapman is all but gone. Flannery moves him in. Bellows was the quickest car last time by. You need to be in the top 5. Here they come. Tyler Chapman is leading the conga line. Back off turn number 4. Tyler Chapman will take down the win. Anthony Flannery in for second. Great run for Anthony Bello in third. Dylan Izzo for fourth. And Marcello Rafano to round out the top 5.
Keith Rocco will finish in the 6th spot. Then it's Michael Jarvis in 7th, Dan Avery in 8th, Wade Gagner, who went onto the pit lane, looked like a mechanical issue there in the last couple of laps, finishing in 9th. And Art Caruso did not start and will be credited with a 10th place run.
So coming up next is round number 2. And we mentioned before how Tick Mike has been instrumentally involved in putting together a unique program. He is one of the people involved with the Petty Cash Motorsports number 85. It'll start at the point from Chelton, Connecticut. The Naproco RaceChoice.com car, it is Andrew Moeller.
And his outside car number 31 from Avon, Connecticut, the Mid-State Site Development entry for Noah Corner.
Let's take a look at the 3rd starter, the Monaco Ford Pabst Blue Ribbon beer car. From Stafford Springs, Connecticut, car 75, David LaRue.
4th starter, last week's first-time winner, 3rd-generation campaigner from Salem, Connecticut, the Darling Auto Parts entry for Alexander Pearl.
Let's go back to the 3rd row on the inside. Car number 3, the Casella Waste Systems car. Of course, from Worcester, Massachusetts, the driver is Troy Talman.
6th starter, current point leader in both the championship standings and in the Tick Mike Triple Crown, and a former winner of the NAPA SK5K from Wolcott, Connecticut, the New England Turf Eastport Feeds entry for Michael Christopher Jr.
Let's take a look at the 7th starter. He's been strong and consistent in recent weeks. The Brucker Motorsports car from Stafford, Connecticut, car 23, Wesley Brucker.
8th starter, car number 63, defending rookie from Waterbury, Connecticut, the Flamia Racing entry for David Flamia Jr.
Let's take a look at the final row on the inside. It'll be the Chapman Apartment Homes car from Ellington, Connecticut, car 14, Stephen Chapman.
And car number 1 to round out the 10 starters from Berlin, Connecticut, the FafoThreads.com sponsored car for Matt Vassar.
Let's go back quickly to Bonza in the paddock area. Bonza?
Ben, one of the highly publicized topics of last Friday's SK Modified feature was Wesley Prucker and his great run last week. Yeah, the result didn't hold because of too much weight on the left side, but today he said the car was 10 times better than last week during practice. He even said, we're never fast in practice, but apparently he was tonight. He was top 10 in the speed charts, and he feels really good about the car. Just needs to be better in longer distance races. It doesn't get longer than the SK5K.
We'll start to the inside of row 4 here.
Yeah, she's sure right when he says that. It's the night that everybody looks forward to. And, of course, extra money, lots of extra money, Kyle, is on the line in this one. Down the back straightaway, let's see what's going to happen. One of the record books will show round number 1 who qualified, and this is round number 2.
Wesley Prucker will start this one from the 7th spot inside row number 4 as the defending champion Andrew Moeller brings the field off of the corner to lead qualifying heat race number 2 down to the green flag. There it is, and it's going to be Moeller that takes the field to the corner for the first time with Noah Corner to the outside in car number 31 and immediately finds pressure from David Arute on the bottom.
David Arute right there tucks it into the inside lane. Behind him is Talman. Side by side, pit for second. Here comes David Arute. Red and white and blue, number 75. Tries to move into second. He's almost there by half a car length. David Arute moves in, but here comes Noah Corner.
Noah Corner to the outside lane, hanging tough in that second groove of the racetrack in turn 3. David Arute a bit stronger on the bottom in car number 75, crossing the line, and it will be Arute to second. Corner by a Nerf bar in third. And then the 3, Troy Talman has the best seat in the house there in fourth and now becomes a part of the battle. 3 cars under a blanket from second on back, 2 lengths behind race leader Andrew Moeller.
All of a sudden, Talman tries to get a little bit lower off the turn. Meanwhile, the momentum works to Noah Corner. The Wheelan engineering car on the outside lane, the Monaco Ford machine. David Arute up to second. Talman tests the waters. Noah Corner taps the back bumper of Arute. They come off turn number 4. 5 cars make it 6, make it 7. All looking for second on back.
Including last week's winner, Alex Pearl, in car number 71. He is hot on the hip of Michael Christopher Jr., who is in the 5th position in car number 82. Just in front of them, the battle for third, Troy Talman. A little contact with Noah Corner. Corner hangs on to the car. Talman saves his. They remain third and fourth.
There's no question about it. Noah Corner is driving the wheels off his car. That's just an expression. He moves back into the 3rd spot. Talman now has to fight off Michael Christopher. That's fighting off one of the best here at Stafford this season and one of the best in the NAPA 5K SK. Back to the stripe. It is 2 circuits to go. 1 mile left in this one. 5 is the magic number again.
Michael Christopher Jr. has won all the big races so far here this season. The Casella 80, also the Senators Cup, and looking for that Triple Crown win here tonight for Mike Christopher Jr., currently 5th. With 1 lap to go in this qualifying event, Andrew Moeller, the race leader in car number 85.
No question, Michael wants a shot at the 4th position. He reels in on the back bumper of Troy Talman. Looks to the outside. Action is back for the 4th and 5th spot. Pearl is there. Checkered flag is out. Andrew Moeller back in winning form here at Stafford. David Arute, fastest car on the lap. He did it on the track on the last lap. He'll finish in 2nd. Noah Corner, great run for 3rd. Troy Talman for 4th. And Michael Christopher Jr. for 5.
Alex Pearl will finish in 6th. Last week's winner, Stephen Chapman, in 7th. Matt Vassar 8th. Wesley Prucker in 9th. And David Flamia Jr. to round out the top 10 in heat race number 2 for the SK Modifieds. And then there was one.
That is correct, and that is round number 3. And car number 99 will be starting at the point. That's the Pettit Racing Engines AJ karting machine from North Haven, Connecticut. It is Tyler Hines.
To his outside, our opening day winner, car number 7 from Brantford, Connecticut, the Mr. Reuter Plumbing car for Jonathan Pulio.
Row number 2 will look like this. In the 3rd spot, car number 96, the Brainerd Motorsports car from Canton, Connecticut. It is Kurt Brainerd.
4th starter, car number 81, a 3-time champion here at the Speedway from Summers, Connecticut, the Cooker Construction car for Todd Owen.
Starting position number 5. This kid has been very strong. The Steer Right Tire and Alignment machine from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Car 16, Dylan Kopak.
To the outside of row number 3, car number 24, currently 3rd in the championship standings and a feature winner a couple of weeks ago from Hamden, Massachusetts. The Belly Hagee Farm sponsored car for Mikey Flynn.
Let's take a look at the 7 starter, fastest car in practice, the USNE Power Machine. The Ryan Morgan owned car from Preston, Connecticut. It is car 20, Max Zackham.
8th starter of the 91, the Heinz Racing sponsored car for Frank Rocco.
And then we go to car number 36. That, of course, is Tyler Jones out of Milford, Connecticut, the Jones Brothers roofing car.
And rounding out the field, car number 11 from Farmington, Connecticut, the Hummel's Hot Dogs entry for Corey DiMatteo.
And let's quickly go back down to one of our infield reporters.
Ben, starting in 2nd spot, as you guys mentioned, is John Pulio, and it'll be interesting because he can only gain 1 spot. So in the plus-minus system, it doesn't do him any favors, but he was very confident about the car tonight. He's been pretty confident all season long. Remember, he had the big wreck on the backstretch about a month and a half ago. The car took a couple weeks for it to get back to where it was. Now he's back to being a podium contending car, looking to be a winning driver here in the SK5K tonight.
He certainly is, and he's got the credentials, as Bonza pointed out, as we are set. Cross flags in the air from Mark Helberg on the starter's stand as he looks the field over as they come off turn number 4. Tyler Hines is another competitor, like Kyle pointed out, does not run all the time, but when he comes back, he is usually exceptionally strong. So we'll keep our eyes on him. Jonathan Pulio, Kyle, you had the chance to talk to JP in an early interview in post-race. he was pretty confident, wasn't he?
He was. A lot of speed out of that number 7 team. They've had a good season. For the most part, fairly consistent toward the front, among the top 5 each and every week. Top 5s in the last 2 main events here at the racetrack. 3rd in the championship standings, and looking for that big win here later tonight in the NAPA SK5K for Jonathan Pulio.
Well, here they come off turn number 4, working their magic as the green with a snap of the wrist. They are side by side and dead even. Bottom of turn number 1, what's it going to be? It's the 99 by inches. But watch JP, Jonathan Pulio, Vinny Beetle's race car up on the wheel. But right behind them, Todd Owen. Owen has had, well, his share of bad luck this season. Oh, they almost come together. He'll take over second. He's going to go for the lead in turn 2.
Owen up to the 2nd spot. Pulio back to 3rd and has some pressure to the inside in the form of Kopech in the 16. Max Zackham. Now Pulio gets turned to the infield. Hang on to it for Jonathan Pulio, and he does. Everybody will miss him. He'll keep it back onto the surface and out of the wall, but unfortunately will fall to the tail end of the field as the caution flag does come out.
What a heartbreaker, JP Jonathan Pulio. There was contact made. He was literally sent down through the grass in turn number 3. Ends up coming back across the racetrack. 2 competitors at the rear of the field, Kurt Brainerd, along with the Jones car. They both slowed a bit to give him the advantage, but we'll take a look at this in just a moment.
Get a look at the replay here, see what happened with the 16. It looked like to the inside and barely made contact with the 7 of Pulio. That's Kopech in the 16, Pulio in the 7. That sent the 7 into a spin.
Literally, he went sliding through the infield, kind of the slide for life. The Mr. Reuter, Vinny Beetle car, is fired back up, and he'll pick up at the rear of the field. Hopefully the tires weren't flat spotted, but there he is. That kid got off to a great start this season, and he has been consistent and strong here at Stafford. His confidence is up. Him and his dad work on the car together. It's not a big race team. Vinny Beetle has financed that team and the owner of the car. Let's go back down to Bonza for another quick report.
And JP's teamed up with Keith Rocco, another driver who's teamed up with Keith Rocco, the guy running in 4th in Mikey Flynn. In last year's SK5K, one driver that thought they had the best car when the rains came was that 24, Mikey Flynn. He won the race prior to that event last year. Mikey felt like the car was really good, emphasized speed in the long run. So even though it may not be fast in the heat, it's what matters on lap 112 the most.
Mikey Flynn picked up his 2nd win of his career just a couple of weeks ago. And we'll keep an eye out on Mikey in the feature later tonight. And here in this qualifying event, looks like he'll start in row number 2 in the black and green numeral number 24 car.
You know, there's so many other side stories in this event. Frank Rocco, who used to be a regular here at Stafford because of his successful business, couldn't come and compete on a weekly basis. He decided to get the efforts of some friends. They came here and tested, but he did not set in the race car until tonight in practice here at the Speedway. Frank Rocco is a very qualified driver. If that car is set up properly, he can easily get to the front of this field. And another story, Corey DiMatteo's car. John Hummel, the Hummel's hot dog machine. He was telling me earlier, it's not pretty tonight, Ben, but it's the best we could do under the circumstances. They had to literally take the body off an old car and put it on this car. Back to Bonza.
And they felt good about the car in practice today. Remember, he was running top 3 last Friday before getting into a spin with Keith Rocco. John Hummel said they feel pretty optimistic about that car. They struggled all season with a different car. They brought their old machine in, 2nd start, but so far more progress than what they had in the beginning of the year.
It certainly is. He's a very talented driver as well. We'll keep our eyes on that situation. Car number 16 obviously has been put to the rear of the field by race control for contact that was made down in turn number 3. He's got still plenty of time to get to the front. 6 circuits remaining. Again, the story is 5. Down the back straightaway, Tyler Hines and Todd Owen in the outside lane. Owen in the Chassis Pro machine. Butch Shea, the man that creates the magic for Chassis Pro, was in the paddock area tonight. He's looking to dial in Todd for the long run. Right now, he's looking racy in this qualifying event.
Back to turn number 1 they go. Outside lane with the jump, led by Todd Owen, but battling back to the bottom at the exit of turn number 2. is Hines, and Hines is staying right with him as they go to turn number 3, just in front of Zackham and Flynn. They're third and fourth. They are stacked up, and they are tightly packed through the top 8.
No question, 8 cars looking for the same airspace. They come off the turn. Owen has it by a chrome horn. It's not chrome, it's glowing on the front of car number 81. Meanwhile, inside, digging hard. Tyler Hines comes off the turn. Halfway down, halfway to go. Tyler Hines is back in command. Kyle, we've got a bid for second now.
Battle for second is on. Zackham to the inside of Todd Owen for the runner-up spot, just in front of second place point man Mikey Flynn in car 24. And Corey DiMatteo trying to come up through the field in car number 11. Been a long week in putting that car back together, and now he finds pressure from Frank Rocco to the bottom for that 5th and final handicap spot into the feature event later tonight.
I told you that Rocco is not a sleeper. He is a racer. Back up front, Max Zackham, quickest car in practice, showing his muscle off the turn. This time when they come back into turn number 1, 2 circuits to go. 5 is the magic number. It is Rocco in the 5th spot. Now challenging. Here comes the number 11 up front of them, side by side for third.
Jonathan Pulio also a little bit desperate, trying to gain a couple spots here in the last lap and a half. White flag is out, 1 lap to go for Tyler Hines, Max Zackham. They are first and second, battling for the win. Behind them, battling for 5th, Corey DiMatteo, Frank Rocco, Jonathan Pulio, and Dylan Kopak.
There's no question. Nice shot. He tries to make the move. Will it pay off for the lead? Checkered flag is out, and taking down the win, Tyler Hines. Max Zackham, great run for finishing second. Mikey Flynn, a top 3. Todd Owen to finish in 4th. Corey DiMatteo in a fight for the 5th position. He gets it. Frank Rocco misses the top 5.
And then it's going to be Rocco in 6th, Jonathan Pulio 7th, Dylan Kopak 8th, Kurt Brainerd 9th, Tyler Jones 10th. That'll do it for our Facebook and YouTube live streams, and our heat races are completed on what has turned out to be a picture-perfect night to go racing. Beautiful Friday night here at the Stafford Motor Speedway, the NAPA SK5K, highlighting tonight's race program for the SK Modifieds.